Wednesday, November 18, 2015.
Members present. Marcia Wagner, Clerk of the Board. Mark Mazziotti, member. Myself, Guy Horn, Chairman. And we have with us Eric Smith from Central Mass Regional Planning, who's our interim town planner.
Thank you.
Welcome to
you
your
very
first
much.
meeting. First thing that we'd like to, first item on the agenda for this evening is approval of minutes. We had August 12th minutes and October 28th minutes for approval. If somebody would like to make a motion for that.
I'll make a motion to approve them as written.
Okay, we have a motion to approve minutes from August 12th, 2015 and October 28th, 2015.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous? So we can sign off on those. I think I have, do you have a copy of each?
Yep, here's the original. So the first will be August 12th.
You just have one copy or two? I think I have an extra copy here. We usually sign off on 2 copies.
Oh, okay, well, here you go. Here's the second. The good news on the 12th ones, there are
Yep.
2 copies.
Okay.
The 28th, yes, is the only. I'll just check the folder here again. I know you have a set though, and you can maybe just pull it from your folder. And the next time I'll make sure I have 2.
Yep, here it is. This is 28th. So Eric, did you just have one copy of the 28th?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have an extra one here.
Yeah, I know that I can fit there's also one in your binder.
August 20th. I have an extra copy.
Are they all signed then?
And if any other members come and they want to sign them, they can
Okay.
also sign them. Okay, so also, the next item on the agenda is approval of interim town planner services. Basically, the town of Dudley has already signed a contract with Central Mass Regional Planning for town planner services on an interim basis. But the town planner asked if we could just go ahead and reaffirm that with a vote. He said that, I have an email.
Who was asked to reaffirm that? The
The
town administrator?
Town administrator, yeah, sorry. Greg Valiakonis. I request that the 11/18 Planning Board agenda item include an item, approval of interim town planner services, and I will be authorized by the vote to approve the contract with Central Mass Regional Planning. I want to ensure the planning board takes the necessary steps and vote to allow Central Mass Regional Planning to provide these services. So if somebody would like to make a motion that we hire Central Mass Regional Planning as our interim town planner. It's going to be for the period up until the end of this year,
Okay.
which was what the contract was.
So what's the plan beyond that? Has there been any discussion?
There hasn't. We need to sit down with,
Okay.
we need to sit down with I would think, the Board of Selectmen and the Personnel Board to discuss that. I did have the town administrator review the salary account to see what was left in the account. Basically, the account, as of this email back in early November, was a little over $27,000 in the planner salary account. We would need, if we wanted to keep Central Mass Regional Planning on as an interim planner up until the end of June, we would need about $22,000 of that money. So we could, if after the, see how this works out for November and December, if everything's going great and we want to just continue it till the end of June, why we, because it's probably going to take some time to find a candidate for whatever road we decide to go down. There would be plenty of money left in the account to continue with Central Mass Regional Planning. The other thing that he looked into was we also have enough money to pay Joan Gardecki, who's the, I guess, town floater that is currently working on straightening out the minutes for us. So there should be plenty of money left for her to finish the minutes. So I would hopefully by the end of the year we'll have the minutes straightened out. I mean, you've only been here, what, 1 week so far?
Yeah, this is, last week was a partial week.
Yeah, and I'm already seeing a huge improvement in the office as far as the amount of paper that's on horizontal surfaces.
That's my number one priority, besides making sure you were ready for tonight, which is actually number one priority. But number two was, at least make the office more presentable.
So the table's pretty much cleaned off, and
Shower curtain's gone.
not yet, but we're getting there.
Okay. All right.
So if somebody would like to make that motion that we approve the interim services of Central Mass Regional Planning until the end of 2015.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I got a couple other questions as well. Okay. So, Eric, do you have a planning degree?
Yeah,
Anything
great
any
question.
engineering
I had the
degree?
chance.
Or maybe you can
I had
share
the
with
chance to
us.
introduce myself. I actually met with Greg and Guy when Christopher Ryan, along with Dominique Tremblay, came to the office. I joined them, and that meeting was a little late. But I have a master's of urban planning from the University of Michigan, which I got in 1993. After working for 1 year in Michigan, in 1995, I actually moved to the Cape for a job as assistant planner in Mashpee, which was for a number of years. Then in 2005, I moved to Ashburnham, become their town planner, which hoping to stay there for a long time, but that town was really hit hard by the Great Recession, and they had to make choices and elimination of jobs, that kind of stuff. So since then, I've been working at the regional planning level, first at Montechusett Region, and now most recently at Central Mass Regional Planning Commission, about a year and a half.
Okay.
So I don't have an engineering background, but definitely planning. And I actually was a surveyor's assistant for 3 summers during my college years. So I've been out in the field seeing, projects being first surveyed from raw land to being, constructed with housing on them.
Okay. Nor does our past planner. I was just asking because there was some discussion about, potentially this next position, being a planner / engineer. So I was just curious. No, that kind of sums it up for me. I guess you might have some questions, Marsha.
I guess my question was, after the office gets straightened out, how were you hired on a part-time basis or a full-time basis? Or?
Well, it's basically like so many hours per week through the end of the year. Basically, I think with weeks you don't have the planning board meetings, I'm about 8 hours a week, and then the weeks the planning board we figured a couple hours or so. Yeah, obviously it could vary. We will actually record how long the meeting goes tonight. Will depend upon how much we charge for. We also have the woman I mentioned, Dominique, from our office, for additional handful of hours per week as well to kind of give me some backup for more administration, clerical assistance. I know that you have Joan right now, and I think Christopher Ryan wanted me to talk to Greg to see you guys planning on keeping, I think you mentioned, especially for the minutes, to keeping Joan on that task since she's already has experience working with it, with that. I want to be able to help you guys as much as I can with the time that I'm here for.
Yeah, basically, so you know, the contract was for, I believe it was for around 50 hours per month. So we're probably going to get their services for about 100 hours in the next 2 months. And then if we decide that we would like to keep their services for the next 6 months, we can look at that coming up if we need more time or less time. But based on the current pricing and contract, if we were to keep them for approximately 50 hours per month, until the end of the fiscal year, which is the end of June, we would still be within our current budget. So it would-
So, Mr. Chairman, obviously 50 hours per month for 2 months, you've anticipated that that will not be more than what we need and maybe slightly less than what we need? I mean, even though we have the money, we just, obviously, it's not like it goes away.
No, but I think for right now, I think what we need to see is where we get as far as getting the office straightened out by the end of the year.
So you're going to monitor
Yeah.
that, and we may not need 50 in December, we may only need 40 or 30 or whatever.
For up until the end of the year, it's already set at 50.
Okay,
But I think it'll take them that long to get the paperwork straightened out.
all right.
Whether we need 50 hours in January, February, March, April, May, and June, that could be seen. The other thing is, we are getting some double coverage, like with Jones here on Mondays and Thursdays, and you're here.
I'm planning on being here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yeah. So-
One of the things I mentioned to the guy early on, when I first got here, is that I want to be able to coordinate with Greg for you guys to advertise the fact that, I'm here and available for the public to come if there are any questions, if we're able to property, current projects, potential projects, I want people to know that I'm here. So we want to make sure the web is updated, the calendar on the door, for example.
Yep.
So I'll touch base with Greg early next week, if not before, on that matter. Actually, I emailed him about that matter earlier, but I didn't realize he was out sick.
Yep.
Great.
Great. So could we take the vote that the town administrator requested with the approval of interim town planner services from Central Mass Regional Planning through the end of 2015?
Sure. Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion as read, and I so moved.
Okay. We have a second?
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, so the next item on our agenda this evening was solar farm bylaw. So I think I wanted this on the agenda this evening so that we could talk to Eric about this. Basically what happened at the last town meeting, which was back in, was it October or November? November. Okay, beginning of November, okay. A couple weeks back, we had our fall town meeting, and Marcia had taken on the job of rewriting our current solar bylaw. And town moderator and town council thought it needed to have some more specificity, and it needed to be in more of a form that would fit the current bylaw in the book, the way it was. There was a chart, a use chart, that wasn't mentioned in the bylaw change that needed to change also. We kind of thought that this was going to be housekeeping and that somebody was taking care of it, but apparently we need to do it. So
Okay.
I was hoping that you could take a look at it and give us a hand with getting it rewritten for the Springtown meeting in a proper format. And if while you were at it, if you could take a look at maybe some other local towns and see what, see how they're handling it. Maybe we don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Sure, yeah. One of the things we use a lot in our field is what's called the Mass Planners Listserv. So I can throw out an email out there and kind of see about some other examples, maybe particularly towns that are perhaps your size. But one of anything results I get, I share with all you guys. And then I know, of course, Charlton, your neighboring town. I know the town planner there, Alan Gordon, and they have a number of solar projects that have come through in recent years. So maybe I can kind of look to them. But I'll pick the brand. I know Uxbridge has been permitting quite a few projects. So some towns I know of in our area that are compatible. I'll try to get some of those examples and reach out to them.
All right,
The rest of the planners in the state.
One of the towns I looked at was Sturbridge.
Okay.
Our original bylaw was basically copied from Sutton, and when we enacted that bylaw, we were given a letter by the Attorney General's office stating that it was extremely restrictive, and that if we were taken to court, we would probably lose.
I came across that letter actually.
Yeah.
In the file.
So we probably wouldn't want to repeat that particular situation if we could. But we would like to. Our biggest situation now is that residents have made it known that they don't want large-scale solar systems, put a solar photovoltaic systems in residential neighborhoods.
Hey, just a note, when we speak, let's speak into the mics because we can hear each other, but nobody can hear us up there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, we've got, I think the next, we got a solar project coming for site plan review, next planning board meeting in December. This will be our 4th solar project, large-scale solar project in Dudley.
And if I could, Mr. Chairman, you know, obviously this is a fairly sensitive subject with the town. You may actually even review some of the past tapes just to see some of the controversy, I guess I'll say. But I think it would be helpful for you to see just kind of the outreach that the decisions, you know, had, the impact that the decisions had made. And so, obviously, we want to mold a bylaw to assist that, but or to appease that situation. But I'm speaking for myself. Want to make sure it's not too restrictive, but you know, we're a green community as well, and we want to make sure it complies with that. And what Marcia had put together did work with the green communities, but obviously, that's going to be a guideline that you're going to need to.
Maybe Marcia and I can meet offline too to talk
Yeah.
about her previous work and probably
Okay.
employees like kind of help carve it going forward.
Yep. Yeah, I think that would be a good start for us to get something going for the springtime town meeting. Because that would be our goal to have it all set for spring and reviewed by town council and whoever else needs to review it. So, okay, we don't have any public hearings tonight. The next item on our agenda is the next solar project, Farley Road Solar LLC. I got an email from them that they wouldn't be here tonight. They will obviously be here at the next meeting. They were going to do like a preliminary review, but next meeting is our site plan review public hearing. So they will be here at the next meeting with the engineer. They will explain the entire project. I don't think this one is as involved as the previous project. I think it's just a single solar field on a single piece of land, and I think it's quite a bit smaller than the previous project. This one they mentioned was 1.4 megawatts. I think the last one was closer to 5 megawatts.
I did have a question for you guys. So we now have, you know, the application was filed and, you know, the site plan, the application packet. How would you guys want me to distribute that to you before the next meeting? I know I have the PDFs, but, you know, there's also the hard copies. Am I going to put them like in your binder for you?
Yeah, typically they come in the binders the night of the meeting, unless somebody wants to see it before then. I mean, it is available in our office and at the town clerk's office, correct?
Correct, yeah. I distribute the plans to all the required boards in accordance with your site plan review bylaw. I've also touched base with both Adam Christie of Meriden as well as Jeff Walsh of Graves, who's undertaking his review right now. So I told both of them that, you know, I can try to facilitate to make sure they get reviews, because, you know, basically the idea is Walsh will try to get his comments back to Meriden, and
Yeah,
then they'll try to work out those issues in between before our hearing, your hearing.
Yep, I think there was an email as to whether or not we needed Jeff Walsh to be here for the public hearing. I don't think it's necessary. Typically, he sends out a very detailed letter to the board with, you know, if everything's all set, he'll just tell us what's in line with the bylaw, and if there's anything that's discretionary or questionable, he'll note it in the letter, and we just bring it up at the public hearing, and you know, in most cases, the developer is amicable to whatever's suggested, so we don't usually have a problem. But, you know, if you know, typically they make the plans to his letter, whatever he suggests, and then if there's something that's in a gray area, we'll bring it up at the meeting and work it out.
It seems like they've experienced working together
Yeah.
with other communities as well, from my conversations with both of them.
Yep. Okay, so that'll be for that. Then, I have? Okay, I sent out an email to everybody that was sent to me by the town administrator. I'm basically going to put this under comments from planning board. I think he's all got it. This was the back bills to Graves Engineering. Some of these bills are going on 3 years old, almost to the tune of $3,000. So I started working on this. The Tobin Farms was from this year. I don't think that's an issue because there is a escrow account that can cover that one. Nichols College, I've contacted them. They didn't seem like they were having a problem to pay that particular bill. It looks like the biggest one that's going to be the problem is, and also the oldest one is the Patriot Gas Station project that had an outstanding balance of almost $1,900. So I've asked the town accountant and the treasurer to give me a full audit on that project to see what was paid and what wasn't paid, and then hopefully we can get that one straightened out. The last one was for Shepherd Hill High School. That's $96. I don't think that's going to be a problem either. So, but I'm trying to get, I think like we can get 2 of these right off the bat, which is about 1/3 of the money that's owed. We can get that taken care of. And I do have a copy of an invoice that I would like to get signed that Debbie had. Now, did you get a copy of this also, Eric?
I did. Right.
Okay, can I see that for a second?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's the same thing.
Through the chair, Eric Smith, this is Tom Holt. Eric Smith is our
Hi,
interim
pleasure to meet you.
planner from CMRPC.
Thank you, you as well. Good.
Marcia, if you could sign off on this one for her.
So, Mr. Chairman, I have a question. So regarding the bills for Graves Engineering, has Graves been calling us asking for payment on these?
There was an email chain on this that went back almost 2 years. Apparently, the previous planner was working on it, but never got to finishing it.
Okay. Up to recently? Emails?
Yeah.
Okay. And then just so that we all understand, obviously, at the beginning of our meeting, we have opportunities, or we're requested to sign off on bills from Graves Engineering, and we always ask the question, this money has been escrowed and is paid by the contractor, correct? And the answer is always yes.
Yeah.
I guess in the case of the Patriot Gas bill, are we still holding escrow for that project, or has that all been released?
Well, the issue with this is basically what they consider all peer review. We only have one account for peer review. This is how the system worked. Basically what happened is applicants would pay in their money for a peer review, and then Nancy was keeping track of this on some kind of spreadsheet in our office. And all the monies were basically put into one big pool or one account. And as the bills came in, they would be paid out of this account. Nancy was keeping track of this. Apparently, sometime last year, the spreadsheet was lost or became corrupt, and things were not known as to how this was being handled. Currently, right now, we have, according to the accountant, about $1,400 in the peer review account. But that's not enough to cover all the remaining outstanding bills.
So regardless of whether the spreadsheet blew up or not, it didn't look like the account was ever reconciled, and as a result, we would have been short anyway.
Right.
Maybe that's why the spreadsheet disappeared.
Right. I don't know how or why it happened, but my recommendation going forward is I'm going to talk with the town administrator and the accountant to see if this can be handled through her department versus the planning board. That way we don't have to go through the situation in the future.
Okay.
And perhaps each project could get its own account number. Is
I
that
think
possible?
I think that's a problem because those accounts have to be reconciled at town meeting. So I think that's why it was done this way, but I think we need somebody that's, I think I'd feel much more comfortable if our town accountant was handling the spreadsheet and keeping track of who paid what and who owes money and what was paid and things like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind signing that voucher, and there's one other one here.
Does this need to be signed as
Yep.
well?
Yeah, so this is to pay off two of the outstanding Graves bills. This one was for $629 that was going to Nichols College for the field house inspections, and this one was from Tobin Farms for the inspection of the subdivision as to what was left to be done, and they were trying to figure out what they were going to spend their money on.
There's two more outstanding
Bills. Yeah, one for $96 for the town of Dudley for the football field, and then the additional one we believe is the $1,800 for the Patriot gas station.
And just by signing it means we're all just going to split it, right?
You don't
and
have to.
pay for
You
it?
don't have to sign it.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's the part you missed, Tom.
Nice job.
It's coming out. It's coming out of your stipend, Tom.
That won't go far either.
So I'll give you back these, Eric, and if you
Okay,
could get
great,
them to
yeah.
the town accountant, or if you can give them to Joan, I think she'll know to give them to the town accountant.
Okay, I'll make a note, yeah. She'll be back on Monday from her vacation.
Okay, so that was one item I wanted to bring up and take care of that and see that everybody had a chance to understand what was going on there. I think the next thing that we need to go over is we need a new planning board meeting schedule for 2016. And I think Eric has already got this straightened out.
Yeah, I was able to work on this last couple days and actually gave a copy to a guy. Yesterday guy?
Yep.
Thank you.
So basically, this is just something we do every year. And I thought rather than waiting to the last month, the last meeting of the year, that we could handle it before then, it would be good. It's basically the same format we've always used, with the extra meetings in the months of town meeting to be determined. If things are not that busy during the town meeting and we do have a planning board meeting at the town meeting, then we don't necessarily have to have a second meeting that month or a third meeting that month. So if somebody would like to make a motion to accept the planning board meeting schedule for 2016, we can vote on this. And then Eric can get it to, this has to go to town clerk, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah, it has to go to town clerk after we approve it.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we accept the dates of these meetings that appear on this sheet below. These are generally held, as you said, on the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous for the 2016 planning board meeting schedule. And then okay. I don't think we're going to have any comments from our audience, so I think the last thing that we need to handle on this agenda would be an executive session. This executive session, per Mass General Law, Chapter 39, Section 23B, Number 9, for the purpose of discussing pending litigation for which an open meeting may have a detrimental impact to the town's position. We have to do a roll call vote for this, and I would like to say that we will adjourn the meeting from executive session. We will not come back into open session to adjourn the meeting. So everybody's in favor. We could have a roll call vote to go into executive session. Guy Horn, aye.
Marcia Wagner, aye.
Thomas Holt, aye.
Mark Marziotti, aye.
Okay, thank you.